Hello, listeners. It's Monday, May 27th, 2024, and you've dialed in to Voice Over Work, an audiobook sampler. Where do you listen? Are you feeling lost in a world of numbers? Fear not. Today's episode unlocks the power of essential math for everyday life. We'll be diving into the chapter-by-chapter preview of Master Everyday Math, Essential Calculations for Adults by Albert Rutherford, a book that empowers you to make smarter choices with confidence. Get ready to tackle budgeting, time management, and even shopping deals with newfound clarity. This is the chapter-by-chapter preview of Albert Rutherford's book, Master Everyday Math. Chapter 1, Math Basics. Math can be found in everything, from the most obvious to the oddest corners of life. The change you receive at the supermarket, the proportions in your go-to recipe, the interest accumulating in your savings account, and even the rhythm in the tunes you tap your foot to. But it doesn't stop there. You can think of math like a secret key in your pocket that helps you unlock smarter choices. Whether you're trying to manage a budget, evaluate prices, make sense of the stats in the news, or even plot the quickest path to your next stop, understanding and using math will give you an edge. This chapter is a quick recap of the elementary side of math, exploring the foundational principles that you bump into every day and how to seamlessly integrate them into your life. Using math makes matters less complicated, and if used wisely, it can benefit both your productivity and wallet. First, we'll go through the 4 pillars of arithmetic: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Next, we'll simplify decimals and fractions, steering smoothly through finances and measurements. Lastly, we'll discuss percentages, a concept that appears more often than one might expect. This chapter will be your friendly sidekick, guiding you through the terrain of everyday math, unveiling the allure of numbers that fills your world. Let's rediscover the fun in math. The 4 pillars: mastering addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division are the keystones of arithmetic, and they are practical tools for crunching numbers. Mental math, the ability to perform calculations in your head, is a skill that's both impressive and helpful for everyday tasks. It keeps your brain sharp and active, which is beneficial for cognitive health. It's like a mini workout for your brain, and just like physical exercise, it can improve memory and thinking skills. Imagine being able to quickly calculate the total cost of your groceries or split a restaurant bill among friends without reaching for your phone. It's empowering and efficient. So let's dive into the world of mental math, and remember, practice is the key to mastering this skill. Addition. Imagine that you're planning a vacation and you need to add up the costs. A plane ticket for $378, lodging for $447, and around $375 for food and fun activities. So what does your vacation budget look like? You add the 3 costs: $378 plus $447 plus $375. Starting from the right, you add 8 plus 7 plus 5 to get 20. You write down 0 and carry the 2 to the next column. Then you add 7 plus 4 plus 7 and the carried over 2 to get 20 again. You write down 0 and carry the 2 to the next column. Lastly, you add 3 plus 4 plus 3 to the carried over 2, resulting in 12. Thus, the trip will cost you a neat sum of $1,200. Subtraction. Suppose you've shopped for items worth $134. Chapter 2, Money math. Budgeting. Welcome to the world of budgeting, a realm where your money and mathematics dance in harmony, guiding you toward financial stability and freedom. Without a budget, personal finances are like navigating a maze with no clues or directions. It's like setting off on a road trip with no map or GPS. You could eventually stumble upon your destination, but you're likely to encounter a few unnecessary detours and delays. That's where a budget comes in. It's your financial compass directing you toward your monetary goals and helping you avoid potential financial potholes. Budgeting isn't about putting a leash on your spending or inducing guilt every time you buy a coffee. It's about gaining a clear understanding of your financial inflow and outflow, and then making a plan to distribute those funds in a way that aligns with your life goals. It's about achieving clarity, taking the reins, and making choices that benefit you. You might be thinking, I'm not a whiz with numbers. No worries. The math you need for budgeting is elementary. You just add, subtract, multiply, and divide. You don't have to be a numbers genius to manage your finances effectively. In fact, the real challenge in budgeting isn't the number crunching, but the commitment to consistently track your income and expenses. In this chapter, you'll explore the critical part that math plays in budgeting and financial planning. You'll learn the ropes of calculating your income, itemizing your expenses, and assessing the results. You'll get acquainted with the 50-30-20 rule, a simple yet effective budgeting strategy that uses percentages to divvy up your income. And you'll find out how to customize your budget to fit your life, using math to make savvy decisions about spending and saving. So, are you geared up to take the driver's seat in managing your finances? Let's dive in and uncover how everyday math can be your co-pilot in effectively managing your money. Remember, math isn't just about balancing equations. It's a powerful instrument that can steer you toward a secure financial future. And that's a calculation worth making. Laying the groundwork. Math in action for budgeting. Budgeting is like solving a puzzle. You've got different pieces: the cash you earn, the cash you spend, and your financial dreams. Your mission is to piece together these parts in a way that complements your lifestyle. Remember, there is no one universal answer. Your budget is as personal as your character, and it's intended to shift as your life moves forward. Income. This is the cash that regularly finds its way to you. It could be from your day job, your investments, or even a side hustle. The rhythm of your income might vary. It could be weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, or irregular, and the amount might change from one period to the next. If your income arrives every week, working out your monthly income can be a bit of a puzzle. This is because months can vary in length from 28 to 31 days. That's almost... Chapter 3. Calculating interest. Whether you're stashing away money for a dream holiday, preparing for retirement, or mulling over a loan for a new vehicle, grasping how interest operates can equip you to make savvy decisions that could save you a pretty penny in the long run. Interest is the price tag attached to borrowing money, or if you're the one lending it, the incentive you receive. It's comparable to a set of scales. One pan holds the payer of interest, and the other balances with the collector of interest. Compound interest, however, is a slightly different beast. It's calculated not only on the initial principal, but also on the accumulated interest of previous periods, making it a bit more complex. Through this chapter, you're going to learn about these two distinct types of interest their functionalities, how they're computed, and how they could potentially sway your financial decision-making. You'll see the effects of interest rates and the duration of a loan or investment in setting the sum of interest you'll be required to pay or potentially earn. So strap in and prepare to delve into the interesting world. Straightforward arithmetic, understanding simple interest. You're all set for a cross-country road trip. You've zeroed in on the ideal car for the adventure, but it's slightly beyond your current budget. So you contemplate taking out a loan to bring this dream to fruition. This is the juncture where the concept of simple interest becomes pivotal. Simple interest is the most elementary form of interest. It's the additional charge you'll incur, or the extra earnings you'll gather if you're the lender, over and above the original amount, known as the principal. The calculation for simple interest is as uncomplicated as it gets. You multiply the principal by the rate of interest and the duration for which the money is borrowed or invested. Let's unpack the formula. SI equals P times R times T divided by 100. Here's what each symbol signifies. SI is the simple interest, the extra cover charge over and above the original sum. P represents the principal amount, the initial sum of money that's borrowed or invested. R is the rate of interest per year, typically expressed as a percentage. For instance, a 5% rate of interest would be represented as 5 in the formula. T is the time, the duration for which the money is borrowed or invested, usually calculated in years. Let's now demonstrate this. Remember Taylor? They've spotted a car that's perfect for their road trip, tagged at $10,000. However, they're short of the total amount required, so they decide to take out a loan. The bank offers them a loan with a 5% annual interest rate, which Taylor plans to repay over 3 years. Using the simple interest formula, Taylor can determine how much interest they'll pay over these 3 years. Here's how it works. SI equals P times R times T divided by 100. SI equals $10,000 times 5 times 3 divided by 100. SI equals 1,005. Chapter 4. Shopping. Welcome to the bustling world of shopping. Whether you're perusing supermarket aisles, dining at your go-to spot, or browsing for online bargains, numbers have a way of popping up everywhere. They're in the price tags, the discounts, the taxes, and even the tips you leave behind. Making sense of the math surrounding these numbers can guide you to make more strategic shopping decisions, save resources, and obtain optimal worth for your cash. This chapter will explore the ordinary number crunching that's integral when you're shopping, from understanding sales tax, that extra charge that's added to your purchases, and how it varies depending on where you are, through the world of tipping to discounts and promotions. Learn to find the best bargains and make informed purchasing decisions. So get ready to become a math-savvy shopper. Taxing times. Understanding sales tax. Picture yourself sauntering through a lively market, your eyes darting over the array of vibrant goods on offer. You find something you like, check the price tag, and decide it's a keeper. But when you reach the checkout, the total isn't just for the item. There's an extra charge, often unnoticed yet always there, the sales tax. Visualize the sales tax as a small cost that the government adds on to the sales of goods and services. It's a slice of the purchase price that goes toward funding public services like roads, schools, and health care. The way sales tax is applied can vary depending on your location. In some places, like the European Union, Australia, and India, the listed price already includes the sales tax or value-added tax, VAT. However, in the United States, sales tax isn't included in the displayed price. Instead, it's added when you pay at the checkout. For instance, if you're shopping in the UK and grab a book tagged at £21, the price tag already accounts for 20% VAT. You can compute the VAT element by dividing the aggregate price by 1.20, based on a 20% VAT rate, yielding the pre-tax price. Then deduct this from the full expenditure. So for a book costing £21, the price before VAT is £17.50, £21 divided by 1.20. And the VAT amounts to £3.50, £21 minus £17.50. In the U.S., the sales tax can swing from 0% to over 13%. Consider you're in New York City and you buy a book that's tagged at $20. The sales tax is 8.88%, so the total cost at the checkout would be $21.78. $20 plus $20 times 0.0888. If you were shopping in Portland, Oregon, where sales tax doesn't exist, you'd just pay the quoted price of $20. But if you happen to be in Chicago, Illinois, with a 10.25% sales tax, your $20 book's final price tag would read $22.05. Chapter 5, Cooking. Enter your kitchen, the delightful space where the wonder of food creation intersects with the systematic nature of math. You might be wondering, math? In the kitchen? Yes, indeed. The culinary world is a playground for mathematical concepts, from simple arithmetic to ratios and percentages. In this chapter, we'll explore how math spices up your cooking experience. We'll delve into temperature conversions, helping you navigate between Celsius and Fahrenheit. Learning measurement conversions will enable you to switch between millimeters and cups or grams and ounces with ease. We'll also tackle quantity adjustments and cost calculations, guiding you through scaling recipes up or down and understanding the cost implications. Finally, we'll explore ratios and percentages, particularly in the context of creating solutions like a salt solution. So put on your chef's hat and your mathematician's glasses, and let's embark on this culinary math adventure. Temperature conversions, the heat of the matter. Temperature is the unsung hero in the kitchen. It's the silent force that morphs your raw ingredients into a delightful meal. It's the fine balance between a loaf that's ideally baked and one that hasn't quite reached the goal. It's the secret behind a steak with a beautiful sear, or an egg poached to perfection. And yes, it's intricately tied to math. Imagine you're set to prepare a nourishing meal or bake a finger-licking dessert. Your prime action should be to adjust your oven to the prescribed temperature, or tune your stovetop to the fitting heat intensity. What if the recipe specifies the temperature in Celsius and your oven dials in Fahrenheit? Here's where a touch of math becomes your helping friend. You can switch Celsius to Fahrenheit using a formula, and if you need to do the reverse, you can convert Fahrenheit to Celsius using the formula. Let's make this more tangible. Let's say you're prepping to bake a dish that requires the oven temperature at 180 degrees Celsius, but your oven uses Fahrenheit. What's the solution? You apply the formula and calculate. This gives you a temperature of 356 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, you can confidently proceed with your recipe, knowing your oven is at the right temperature. But temperature conversions aren't just about the oven. These conversions are also key when you're using a thermometer to determine if your meat has reached the right level of cooking. Whether you're aiming for a medium rare steak or ensuring your chicken isn't undercooked, understanding how to convert temperatures can help you achieve the perfect result. Mastering temperature conversions isn't just about doing the math. It's about expanding your culinary horizons, enabling you to try recipes from around the world, regardless of the temperature units they use. It's about boosting your confidence in the kitchen. It's about appreciating how math, often seen as a dry subject, has practical and appetizing applications in your daily life. Therefore, keep this thought. Chapter 6, Understanding Probability. Ever wondered about the chances of encountering rain tomorrow? Or considered the chances of your favorite team taking the win in the next game? These questions are fundamentally about probability, a mathematical concept that communicates the likelihood of an event's occurrence. But don't worry, this isn't just a math lesson. Probability is something you use every day, often without even realizing it. In this chapter, you'll unravel that probability is not just numbers and equations, but a practical tool that can help in your daily life. You'll be first introduced to the magical formula that lies at the heart of probability. Then you'll explore the different types of probability: theoretical, experimental, and subjective, and how they paint a vibrant picture of the world around us. You'll also dive into some real-world applications, from sports to weather forecasts, and see probability in action. Finally, you'll learn how understanding probability can empower you to make wiser everyday decisions. The magic of chance, unveiling the probability formula. Imagine you're at a friend's house, and they bring out a shiny new coin for a friendly game of heads or tails. The room is buzzing with excitement as you're about to make your call. But wait, what if I told you that you could quantify the likelihood of that coin landing on heads or tails? This is where the enchanting world of probability comes into play. Probability functions like a scale that helps us quantify the likelihood of an event happening. The numerical range from 0 to 1 is such that 0 indicates the event won't happen, and 1 guarantees it will. Anything lying in the middle tells us how likely it is for the event to occur. Additionally, probability can also be expressed as percentages ranging from 0% to 100%. Now, let's talk about the spell that helps us calculate probability, the probability formula. It's quite simple, really. The probability of an event aligns with the number of methods through which it can happen, divided by the complete number of potential results. Let's go back to the coin. When you toss a coin, 2 outcomes are possible, heads or tails. So if you're trying to find the probability of the coin landing on heads, there is 1 favorable outcome, heads, and 2 possible outcomes, heads and tails. Plug these numbers into the formula, and you get probability of heads equals 1 divided by 2 equals 0.5, or 50%. But what if you flip the coin 3 times? We now have 8 potential outcomes. Here's a tree graph that represents the 3 coin flips with the chances for each event. Each branch of the tree represents an outcome of flipping the coin 3 times. For example, the branch labeled HHT represents the outcome where the first 2 flips are heads, and the last flip is tail. Chapter 7. Home Construction and Improvement. Home renovation is a journey that infuses new vitality into your living habitat. Whether it's a fresh coat of paint, a kitchen makeover, or a bathroom upgrade, the possibilities are endless. However, diving into a renovation project without a plan is like setting sail without a compass. In this chapter, you'll discover the mathematics behind home renovation and improvement. You'll learn how to set a realistic budget, understand different methods for calculating costs, and make informed decisions that can transform your home into your dream space without breaking the bank. So put on your hard hat and let's lay the foundation for your next home improvement project. Laying the foundation, budgeting for your dream space. Renovating your home is like painting on a blank canvas. You can design, reconstruct, and change your living space to reflect your character and life habits. But before you dive into a world of renovation, it's essential to lay a solid foundation, and that starts with budgeting. Imagine your home renovation as a thrilling adventure. Like any adventure, it requires careful planning and preparation. Setting a budget is your roadmap. It guides you through the journey and helps you make informed decisions. Whether you're replacing old kitchen cabinets or adding a third bathroom, knowing the overall cost is crucial. Budgeting is important because it helps you allocate resources efficiently, avoid overspending, and ensure that the renovation enhances the value of your home. Understand all project expenses is especially vital when renovating on a tight budget. Taylor just invested in a fixer-upper and is keen to renovate the kitchen and the bathroom. They should kickstart the process by setting a budget aligned with their savings and their readiness to spend. Taylor needs to consider various elements, such as permits, materials, tools, and contingencies for unexpected expenses. Taylor should also make a list of necessary materials, estimate labor hours, and consider getting estimates from multiple contractors to compare options. Let's put the worth of Taylor's property at $200,000. Based on suggestions from the National Association of Home Builders, Taylor should plan to use about 16% of the home's worth, equating to $32,000 for the kitchen makeover, and reserve 5%, or $10,000, for refurbishing the bathroom. Additionally, Taylor should allocate a contingency fund to cover any unforeseen costs. A common recommendation is to set aside 10 to 20% of the total budget for contingencies. In Taylor's case, with a renovation budget of $42,000 for both the kitchen and bathroom, a contingency fund of 10% would be $4,200. Therefore, Taylor should aim to save around $46,200 for the renovation project, which includes the costs of renovating the kitchen and bathroom, as well as a contingency fund. The Blueprint, Square Foot. Chapter 8, Time Management. It could be surprising to learn that mathematics is a practical asset in enhancing your daily life's effectiveness. In this chapter, you'll explore how math can help you plan, prioritize, and optimize your time, turning abstract numbers into tangible benefits. I'll start by stating the obvious, that your time is finite, and thus how you spend it is critical. Following that, you'll enter the world of prioritization, learning to make sensible decisions about the order of tasks. Then you'll discover a simple yet influential formula that can completely reform your stance on time management. Finally, you'll explore the idea of time slicing, a strategy that enables you to carve up your time into manageable slots for maximal productivity. The clock is ticking. Understanding time. Time is quite intriguing, isn't it? It keeps moving forward, never pausing, never waiting. It's a steady aspect of your life that you frequently overlook. But did you ever spare a moment to think about what time truly stands for and how it shapes your everyday living? Understanding the essence of time is fundamental, especially when focused on its effective management. First things first, time is essentially the measurement of the interval between two events. It helps you draft your daily timetables, schedule your work, and understand the world you're a part of. You use clocks and calendars to keep track of time, and these tools are based on mathematical principles. A day consists of 24 hours. An hour holds 60 minutes, and a minute includes 60 seconds. This systematic division is essential for organizing your life and activities. Time is a finite resource. There are only 24 hours in a day. Everyone is granted the same amount of time, but how you utilize it can bring about a meaningful change in your life. Time management is the technique of structuring and governing the amount of time dedicated to certain tasks. Efficient time management encourages you to work smarter rather than harder, resulting in accomplishing more within a shorter period, even in high-pressure and time-critical situations. Math plays a pivotal role in understanding and managing time. By using simple math, you can budget your time efficiently. If you know you have 168 hours in a week, you can subtract the time spent on necessities like sleep and work to find out how much time you have left for other activities. Taylor has a full-time job and is also taking evening classes. It's essential to know the amount of time they have daily for tasks like work, classes, and personal life. By understanding the concept of time, Taylor can allocate time efficiently. For instance, in a 24-hour day, Taylor allocates 8 hours for sleep, 8 hours for work, 1 hour for commuting, 1 hour for studying, 2 hours for meals and personal care, 2 hours for relaxation and socializing. This way, Taylor ensures a balance between work, education, and personal life. Understanding time and its mathematical properties is essential for Chapter 9, Interpreting Data. See yourself in an animated urban setting dominated by sky-high billboards, sparkling neon signs, and cutting-edge digital screens. Each of these graphic components is striving to tell a story. Now think of data in the same way. In this age of technology, data is everywhere, persistently working to tell you something. But how do you interpret its message? That's where graphs and charts come in. Graphs and charts are the billboards and neon signs of the data world. They use raw, regularly complex data and turn it into visual models that are easier to understand and interpret. They're the tools you use to see data, to make sense of the numbers and patterns, and to uncover the stories hidden within them. From tracking your personal budget to understanding global economic trends, interpreting data is a skill that touches almost every aspect of your life. It's deployed across a vast range of fields, including business, economic science, scientific studies, and even social sciences. And the positive aspect is you're not obliged to be a mathematician or a data scientist to decipher it. With a bit of knowledge and practice, you can learn to interpret data. This chapter will guide you through exploring diverse types of graphs and charts. You'll learn how to read these visual tools, understanding their titles, labels, and color coding, and most importantly, you'll discover the stories that data can tell and how one data set can offer multiple perspectives. The Many Faces of Data, a tour through graphs and charts. In the universe of data, there are numerous ways to illustrate information visually. Every type of graph or chart features a unique data display method, making it more straightforward for us to grasp complex information in an instant. Let's explore some of the most often used types of graphs and charts and comprehend how they can be employed in daily life. 1. Line graphs. Imagine you're tracking your monthly expenses. A line graph would be an excellent choice to visualize this data. It shows the change in a quantity over time, with individual points connected by straight lines. The x-axis typically represents time, while the y-axis represents the quantity you're measuring. The line graph titled Annual Sales Trends illustrates a 6-year trajectory of sales figures from 2012 to 2017. Despite minor variations, it portrays a broad sales increase over the period, with sales surging from $15,000 in 2012 to $24,000 in 2017. 2. Bar charts. Suppose you're comparing the average monthly temperatures of different cities, or the price changes of two products over time. A bar chart, with its vertical or horizontal bars representing different categories, would be perfect for these. And that's a wrap on another episode of VoiceOver Work, listeners. If you're ready to transform your life with essential math skills, be sure to check out Albert Rutherford's Master Everyday Math, Essential Calculations for Adults on Audible, Amazon, and iTunes. For more information on this episode and others, head on over to our website at newtonmg.com or the author's website at bit.ly/Albert Rutherford. This has been VoiceOver Work, an audiobook sampler. Where do you listen?